What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix, and today I'm going through 15 useful spreadsheets that are all very unique and will definitely help you sometime along your old school journey. I've linked all of these spreadsheets down in the description along with the creator of the spreadsheet, so be sure to go show them some love if you found their work useful. If you want to use one of these spreadsheets, you need to go to File, then press Make a Copy and save it to your own Google Drive, then it allows you to edit and use them. So starting off with my favorite spreadsheet on the list, and that's OSRS Sheets by Jihad Squad. You might have seen or used this spreadsheet before. It compiles 15 useful calculators. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I'll show you a few of the interesting ones. There's a herb farming calculator that shows the average profit for different scenarios. Below the numbers is a graph that compares how your profit changes when using super and ultra compost. There's a tree farming calculator that tells you the different GP per XP for each type of tree and also compares paying for protection and not. There's calculators for each buyable skill, and there's one also for profitable lunar spells like tan leather and glass make. There's one for creating teleport tablets and also a chest opening table that works out the approximate profit per chest that you open. So basically there's a huge range of very useful sheets within this one spreadsheet. So a big shout out to Jihad Squad, or his RSN is Halal Snack Bar. He's really put a lot of effort into this, so if you see him in game, be sure to show him some support for the huge amount of effort. Another really useful spreadsheet that was made by the same person is called High Alch Spreadsheet, and it works out the profit for alching every item. To see the most profitable alchs, you go to Data, then Filter Views, then Sorted Alch. The spreadsheet uses the OS Buddy prices, which are usually more accurate than the GE prices, but also sometimes less accurate, because it only records trades that are done on the OS Buddy client. You can see that there's a lot of profitable items out there, and the spreadsheet also shows the profit from selling items to the Karamja store, which buys items for higher than their high alch value. Next is Pet Hours by Koekenpan RS, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. This spreadsheet compiles all of the formulas for every skilling and bossing pet and uses your current kill count or experience to work out your approximate chance of having a pet. In the bossing sheet, you can add the average number of kills per hour that you're expecting, and from that it works out the approximate number of hours to get your pet. Obviously, these numbers are all approximations, and getting a pet is really random, but it is interesting to see the chances. The two fastest pets to get are the Chompy Chick, which takes 2 hours, but you need to complete 1000 Chompy kills for the Elite Western Provinces diary before you can even have a chance of the pet, so it's likely going to take a lot longer than 2 hours. And the other pet that takes only 5 hours is the Chaos Elemental. In the Skilling Rates tab, you can see how long on average it takes to get a pet for almost every method of every skill. Highlighted in yellow is the method that has the best chance of getting the pet, and the fastest one to get out of all the skills and methods is Rocky by thieving at the Relica fish stalls, taking around 25 hours. Next up is OSRS Wintertodt Damage Calculator. This spreadsheet lets you put in your fire making level, hit points level, the number of warm items, and the number of braziers active. And from that, it tells you the maximum hits of all the 3 types of Wintertodt attacks. The formula for damage was shared by Mod Ed, and this calculator saves you having to input the values into those formulas yourself. You'll notice on the spreadsheet that it only has 3 braziers lit. This is because the value caps at 3 for the formula, so don't get confused by that. Interestingly, your fire making level really affects how much you get damaged. At 50 fire making, you get hit literally double the amount when you compare it to 99 at every hit points level. So yeah, this one's a really fun one to play around with. The next one is called Dry Calc, and it shows your chances of getting unique drops from certain bosses, as well as your chances of getting a pet, sort of similar to the Pet Hours spreadsheet, but with a lot more drops. This one includes a lot more different bosses, demi-bosses, slayer monsters, and even clue scrolls as well. You can calculate your chances of getting drops from minigames too, like you can see the chance of getting an angler piece from fishing trawler or lumberjack from temple trekking. This one's really interesting if you want to see how lucky or unlucky you've been with different aspects of the game. Next up is Mage Training Arena, and this spreadsheet calculates the approximate number of runes you need in order to get a specific reward or number of rewards. You tick the boxes in the left-hand column and it changes the amount of points you need. Then below that, it tells you the rune estimation, and this is awesome for Iron Men that are going for Infinity, Bones to Peaches, the Mage's Book, or the Master Wand. The spreadsheet also tells you the approximate amount of XP that you'll get from getting to those goals. The next one is Slayer Calculator, created by Gingbino, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong again. This spreadsheet has loads of information regarding efficient Slayer, including which tasks you should skip, which ones to block, where to do your tasks, and what type of attack style and gear you should be wearing. It also has a task XP rate spreadsheet that shows the efficient XP rates for each task with each combat style. On each of the Slayer Masters spreadsheets, it shows you the recommended gear, recommended bracelet to wear, and whether you should block or skip the task in order to be as efficient as possible. The next one is Time to Max, created by Vorpal. This one uses the XP rates from Crystal Math Labs, which includes the most efficient methods. And after you enter your username where it says RSN, it uses those XP rates to calculate the time to max. You can also enter custom XP rates, so if you aren't using the efficient methods or choose to do some other method, then you can enter them in and it shows the time to max using those XP rates as well. So yeah, this one's really handy for if you're going for the max cape, and also a really cool way to see how much your account has progressed. Another extremely well-made spreadsheet is DPS Calculator, created by Bitter Cookja, and I think I pronounced that right, but I'm sorry if I didn't. In this calculator, you can enter your RSN in the top left and it automatically grabs your stats. Then to the right of your RSN, you can choose from literally hundreds of different monsters and it grabs their stats and lets you see your damage per second with that specific gear. You can also enter a second set of armor if you want to compare two different sets. There's also options to add specials like the Bandos Godsword or Dragon Warhammer, and you can select whether you're on or off a Slayer task. Overall, this is one of the most well-made spreadsheets on this list, and also one of the most useful, since a question that a lot of players have is which gear should I be using? Slayermusiq has an efficient quest order list that you can use from a fresh level 3 account, and it tells you when you need to train your stats in order to proceed, and it shows all the way up to the quest cape. In the left hand column, it links to his quest guide, and at the bottom you can choose from a variety of different account builds. There's one for Iron Men, one for Barrows gloves, one for level 3s, a lot of different options. The next one is a spreadsheet that I made actually, and this one is a staking odds spreadsheet. It uses your stats and your opponent's stats to work out the odds of winning a stake if you're both using the Abyssal Tentacle. You can see that the attack style you use does have an impact on the odds, especially since your accuracy is 84.1% with Flick and only around 83% with the other two attack styles. One thing that I'm yet to add though is whether you have PID or player ID, which determines whose attack will hit first. PID has some pretty dramatic effects on staking odds, but it's definitely something that I'll add in the future. The next one is a sheet created by Fraser called Fraser Calcs. It shows you the amount of time in hours that it takes to get each level when doing an efficient method. For example, there's the Barbarian Fishing sheet that has each level from 70 fishing and shows the amount of time between each level as well as the total hours to 99. These XP rates are all using efficient methods which aren't really achievable for casual players, so if you want to edit them, you can make a copy of the sheet and simply add in your own XP rates. Next up is a spreadsheet that would have taken hours to make, and that's Skill Requirements sheet created by Oberlies and Gertag. In the top left, you can enter your username, then next to it, you select your desired goal, ranging from a max cape, quest cape, clue requirements, and even base levels. In the middle area, it shows you the progress towards reaching your goal. So if you select quest cape, for example, it shows all of the required levels in this column, then your progress. And for some of the skills, it also shows the approximate hours remaining to get that goal. Further to the right, it shows you whether you have the stats to complete every quest and some of the more important quests. Even further to the right, it shows you whether you can complete every clue scroll using the skill requirements for each clue. Further to the right again, it has the achievement diaries, and there's a column for all of the diaries and also a column for each diary region. It's also split into hard and elite diaries. So this whole spreadsheet is great to work out what levels you need to get to reach a wide range of goals for your account. The next one is created by any % OSRS, and this one's a complete Barrows glove speedrunning guide. It tells you the exact steps you need to do, including which items you need to buy, as well as which skills to train and when. This spreadsheet is really well made because you'll notice that it gets you to start quests along the way while you're completing other tasks. And overall, it really saves you a lot of time since you're slowly chipping away at a bunch of different quests. The estimation of how long it takes to complete this whole sheet is 25 to 26 hours, which is a really short amount of time to get Barrows gloves. The final spreadsheet I'm showing in this video is called OSRS Item DB or Database, and that's created by 60k_risk, a user from Reddit, and it was improved by Asian Destination. This spreadsheet has a few different uses. The first part shows you which items you can drop from quests, so items that you won't need in the future after you complete a quest. You'll notice that it's about half-half. There's a lot of quests that you can get rid of the items, but also a lot of quest items that have uses afterwards. Further down is a buyable treasure trail item list, which is great if you're planning to grind out clue scrolls. You can come here and buy all of the items you need and keep them in the bank or put them into stash units. Anyways, that's 15 very useful spreadsheets for old school. If you found something interesting today, be sure to leave a like on the video and make sure to show some love to the creators of these spreadsheets. I recently restocked on gaming mousepads on my merch store, so if you're after an awesome gaming mousepad, you can check out merch.theoatrix.net. Anyways, thanks for watching.